You won't catch me living in the past, okay? What's up, besties? I'm super excited for today's video. We're going to be doing something a little bit different, a little bit out of the box, and a little bit trendy. I would like to start a money tag. Get to know your favorite budgeter. And the intent for this video is just so that we can kind of relax a little bit and get to know one another in this space. So I usually see these type of videos in the beauty community or even the fragrance community, and one person starts a tag and then everyone, all of the influencers in that community answers these questions, and it's just a way for you to get to know your beauty influencer or YouTuber a little bit better and on a deeper level, and so for you to connect with them, and so I thought, how cool would it be if we did that over here in the budgeting world? I don't think that I've seen this done before in this space, but I could be completely wrong. Maybe I wasn't tagged, I don't know. But basically the way that it works, I've come up with 15 questions and I'm going to answer those 15 questions. This will be a way for you to get to know me better. I'm pretty open, but there may be some things that you don't know, and everything will be contained in one video. And then I'm gonna be tagging lots of budgeting YouTubers, influencers, whatever the title is, and they'll be tagged down below. Now I will be able to reach out to a lot of people and say, hey, I tagged you on this video, I hope that you're able to complete it, record it and send it out so that we can just really get the buzz going about the budgeting community. I believe that we are out there, but with inflation and with things being highly expensive, I think that we all can do a better job at doing better with our money, but then also realizing that we're just normal people trying to make it, right? Some people are definitely experts at this thing, but there are others who aren't. I'm one of them. And so I will be tagging everyone down in the description, okay? If you are not tagged, if you do not see, if you are a budgeting influencer or YouTuber or whatnot, and you're not tagged down below, please consider yourself tagged, okay? Tag, you are it. And please complete this video and continue to tag many people on after this. So I don't know how the video is gonna do. I don't know if, my peers are gonna look at me like, girl, we ain't got time for that. Or, it might go somewhere. So, nudge your favorite budgeter and let them know, hey, we wanna know a little bit more about you. So I have my iPad here, guys. I don't really be using it, but I'm like, I need to start using my iPad. So I have 15 questions here that I will be answering, and that hopefully every other budgeter will be answering these questions as well, just as a way for you guys to get to know us a little bit better. Now, the first thing that I would like for the budgeter to do is to wear your favorite color. My favorite color is black. I think black is such a sophisticated, sexy, timeless color. It just helps with everything. I just think when it could be also very dark, but I'm talking about the light, the helpful part of black. I just think it's amazing. When I get married, because I am gonna get married one day, okay, our colors will be black and white, okay? And I hope nobody tries to fight me on it, because it's gonna be classy, timeless, sophisticated, just amazing, okay? So wear your favorite color. Mine is black, in case you didn't know. Now, the first question is, what inspired you to start budgeting, and how has it changed your financial journey? So what inspired me to start budgeting was actually my daughter. I knew at some point she was going to be an adult and I wanted to be able to help her financially with whatever she needed in life. We all have money problems sometimes, and the last thing that you want to happen is to be able to go to your parent and they can't even help you financially. And so that seed was actually planted years ago when I was 18 years old. I had a best friend, and I've told the story before, and you know, we were just talking, and she was very upset because she was like, if I have a financial problem, like I can't even go to my mother to help me. And that stuck with me, and I was like, oh, I don't ever want that to be a situation for me. And you know, if I have kids, because at the time I didn't have a daughter, but I was like, I don't want that to be my story. And so that really encouraged me to start budgeting. I was also tired of living paycheck to paycheck. I was tired of my account being in negative standing. I was tired of not having money to do certain things. I was tired of robbing Peter to pay Paul. And so I was just like, something has to give. I don't know how to budget, but I'm definitely going to continue to strive to learn how to budget. And that is pretty much what started the journey. And it has definitely been a huge impact on my life. I've been able to purchase my home. I've been able to save thousands of dollars, which I've never been able to do before. I've been able to pay off debt the right way. Like, I live my life in times where I'm stress-free because I know that I have the money there. I'm able to make extra money. Like, it has made my life 1,000 times better, and I will never ever go back to the way things were at that point. You won't catch me living in the past, okay? The next question: what is your number one tip for someone just starting out with budgeting? So my number one tip is going to be, do not give up. Oftentimes, if we can't get it right, and we tried, then we just give up and we continue living the way that we've been living, which is check to check, robbing Peter to pay Paul, not having a good hold over your money. And so the number one tip that I would say is just don't give up. Keep going after it. Keep trying to find a way to make the budget work. And so if you never give up, you will eventually run into the door where you're able to manage your finances easier, better. You'll be able to save money, pay off debt, etc. So the number one tip is don't give up. The third question is, what budgeting method works best for you and why? So budgeting method can be like your zero-based budget, your envelope, your 50-30-20 rule. I think that's what it's called. So for me, the best budgeting method that works for me is zero-based budgeting coupled with cash envelopes, or you know, using cash. Those budgeting methods coupled together changed my life 100%. Using cash for things that I can easily overspend in, like groceries, household, toiletries, and those things like that, eating out, and you know, having the cash for it and just using that and already having a budget for it has stopped me from overspending countless amounts of times. And then also the zero-based budget, having a job and a name for every single dollar within your budget, game changer. I don't know who came up with it. I don't know if it was Dave Ramsey, one of his friends, or somebody, but whoever came up with that method, it works wonders. So if you haven't given it a try, I really encourage that you do. I encourage that you look up tons, you know, there are tons of videos on zero-based budgeting so that you can understand it. When I first heard of zero-based budgeting, I didn't understand it, and I thought that it meant that I would be broke.
I was like, give a name for every dollar and then you'll have $0 in your paycheck. I mean, in your checking account. That doesn't even make sense. I don't get it. I don't understand it. No.
But I didn't understand what it meant. And so if you need a tutorial or an explanation on zero-based budgeting, or even how to do the cash envelope method, or even how to marry the two, there's tons of videos here on YouTube. I have videos as well, so that you can look those up if that's something that you're interested in. The next question: what was your biggest budgeting mistake and how did you bounce back from it? So my biggest budgeting mistake, I would say, would be not budgeting at all. And I'm referring to when I was already budgeting and I already knew what I was supposed to do. So there was a point in my life, which you guys were here for it, and after I was budgeting and I bought my house and everything, there was about 9 months where I stopped budgeting. And you guys, that's when I got back into debt. I was mismanaging my money. I had past due bills. I was kind of like doing the whole robbing Peter to pay Paul thing again. And so that was the biggest mistake that I made. Just really going back into old habits. And how I bounced back from it was getting tired of myself, and I started working on paying back my past due bills first. I created a plan. I said, okay, I can't live like this. This is not right. You know, I'm going to be homeless if I keep at this rate. So I need to create a plan to pay off my past due bills first, and then work on becoming debt free, at least from the credit cards and all of that debt and the personal loans and all of that. And then make sure that I'm budgeting every single paycheck. So it did take some time to bounce back. It wasn't like an immediate bounce, but I knew that if I kept doing the right thing, that I would have stress lifted from me. I would be more sure of my finances. I would no longer be receiving those phone calls, okay, from the 800 numbers. And I would just be, you know, stress-free. So that's how I bounced back from that horrible financial mistake. Next question. How do you balance treating yourself with staying disciplined on a budget? I really like this question because I think sometimes we get into a point where we're budgeting. We're taking care of our financial responsibilities, which is paying off debt, saving money, etc. And we forget to enjoy life alongside of that. And which was my story, and which is why I fell off so hard, was because I went so long just not even purchasing or buying anything for myself. So what I have started to do is just create a sinking fund for it. If there's something that I want, then I will create that sinking fund. I'll save the money and then go purchase the item. Now, a lot of times what happens is, because I've been saving this money, I really start thinking about, do I really want that item or not? And I will, you know, probably not buy it, or I still will purchase it. But it has helped me to be able to make better decisions about what it is that I really want. And then also, it's not going to impact my budget by creating a sinking fund for it, which is saving a little bit over time. So the next question, what is the biggest financial goal you've achieved through budgeting so far? And the biggest one for me is purchasing my home. I never thought that I could be a homeowner, you guys. Like, I had counted that out for my life. I was like,
I don't want to have to pay for a gardener to, you know, cut the grass, and I don't want to have to be responsible for fixing this and fixing that. That was my excuse, okay? It was all an excuse.
But I am so grateful to God that I was able to purchase my home during the best time to purchase property. And I got a great rate. I had the money to put down. I saved money. I was disciplined, and I was able to become a homeowner. Like, that is huge, you guys. And I was able to do that through budgeting. And so I am really proud of myself for that. That's the biggest. I've also been able to pay off debt. You know, we're upwards of what, $16,000, $17,000 worth of debt paid off. Like, that is just something that is unheard of in my life. And so I want to continue to be an example for those people who think that you can't do it, because you absolutely can. Okay, you can do anything that you set your mind to and your do to. Like, as long as you're doing, you are going to achieve it. Okay. So yes, next question. How do you stay motivated when budgeting gets tough or progress feels slow? Great question. So I have decided to fall in love with the process. I talk to you guys about this all the time. Some of these big goals that we have, like saving for a house or paying off debt, or you know, saving money for to become an investor, those things take a long time. So what I decided to do was I decided to fall in love with the process. I really don't look at the end goal. Like, I just don't look at the end goal. And it's almost sad, because it's like, once I get to the end, I'm like, the fun is over. Now I'm like debt free and the fun is over. You know what I mean? But for me, I have learned to fall in love with the process, because you can only be motivated for so long. You'll be motivated before you start to save or before you start to pay off the debt. And then about a month or two, that motivation or, you know, all of that, it leaves. It leaves, and then you're like, oh my God, I was all pumped and I was excited, and now we're at month 3 and I still see this huge mountain in front of me. So I have fallen in love with every single debt payment that I've made. I've fallen in love with every single dollar saved. And then at the end, I'm like, wow, you did it. You did it. You stood the test of time and you did it. So I fall in love with the process. So, yeah, you might want to do the same. Next question. What's the one area of your budget that always seems to go off track, and how do you handle it? So for me, so in today's world, I'll probably say the shopping budget. And that is very easy to get off track with. And basically what I do, how do I handle it, is I kind of check myself. I do no spend challenges, which kind of keeps me in check with, you know, not spending too much money. And it's almost like a checks and balances for me. So I just do a no spend challenge after a while, and then, you know, I look at my bank account and I'm like, oh my gosh, if I wouldn't have spent, you know, money doing this or going over budget, I would have this much money in my account. And it kind of, you know, makes me a little bit upset at myself, and then I kind of get back on track. So that's pretty much how I handle that. So next question is, how do you handle unexpected expenses without derailing your budget? Great question, okay? So for me, what has been a tremendous help is side hustles. If I didn't have a side hustle, I don't know what I would do. But having that side hustle money has helped leaps and bounds. So when something unexpected comes, number one, having savings. So because I am saving, I have liquid cash that I'm able to use in the event that I need to, like, you know, if I need to purchase a new tire, or if I need to purchase, let me see, some brakes, because I think I even need my brakes done right now. So those type of things that I may need, I do have savings already that I can pull from to be able to take care of those emergencies. And then also having that side hustle has also been a huge help. Next question. What's the most unexpected thing you've had to budget for, and how did you handle it? The most unexpected thing that I had to pay for was my supplemental taxes. You guys, if you was here, you know. I got that bill in the mail and I said, what is this? $6,000? What is this? I was like knocked off. Like, what is this? What you mean? I pay my taxes. Like, because I have a compound account. So I'm like, I need to understand what's going on. You guys billed the wrong person. You need to be billing my mortgage company. And I learned all about that, and I was like, oh my God, what am I gonna do? So now, this is where I insert a testimony, okay? At the time when I got the bill, I was like, okay, you know what? There's nothing else I can do. I called and I asked them, because what happened was my mortgage had increased about, how much was it? Ooh, my mortgage increased a lot. It increased about almost $500 a month. And I'm like, well, at this point, it's nothing that I can do but to pay it. So I called, I worked out a plan with them, and I said, okay, I'm going to just, you know, work my side hustle, and whatever I get from YouTube, I'm gonna pay that additional $500 to my mortgage. And I did a video about it. And then my mother ended up seeing the video. Now, I don't know how many of these videos my mom watches. So if you're watching this, hi, Mom. Hi, I hope I'm making you proud. But she saw the video and she randomly texted me and was like, hey, you know, what's going on? I saw your video. And I'm like, oh my God. And I didn't want her to see, well, Mom, I didn't want you to see the video because I didn't want her to be disappointed in me, and, you know, And so it's crazy. Like, if I could just put a 2.5 here, I'm that child, adult child, and have always been. Like, I just want to make my parents proud. And I especially want to make my mom proud of me. And so when I do certain things that aren't good, you know, like having certain debt and things that I shouldn't have, because I know that she's taught me, you know, it's like, I don't care if the world sees it and has opinions, but when she sees it, I'm like, oh, it just breaks my heart. So she saw it, and God blessed her to be able to bless me, and that debt was paid. So I didn't necessarily have to go into the mode of paying it, and you know, I had a plan to pay it back, but I was just like, God is so good. And so I want to insert testimony here, because this is also encouraging to myself, and I can look back to say, okay, God, if you did it, then you'll do it again. So yeah, so that was the biggest unexpected expense, and it didn't derail my budget because God bless me. He came in right on time. Okay. All right. The next question. What's the oops, I already said that question. The next question. What's the most creative or unusual way you've cut costs to save money? This is also a good question. So, creative or unusual way. Wow, this is a great question. Have I done anything unusual? Let me think about it. Well, there isn't much that I do that's unusual that anybody else would or wouldn't do. But on the next question, what's one item you refuse to downgrade or budget cut no matter how tight things get? And if you are no stranger here, then you already know tithing is something that I refuse to stop budgeting for. Tithing and giving, I will always do those things because I have not seen it come back to me negatively in a way that I was not continuously blessed or had enough for, or went without anything that I absolutely needed. That was just never the case. And so yeah, if you know me, then you already know. If you are new here, yes, I will always be a tither, and I will always be a giver, and those things will always be in my budget. Next question. So the next question is, if you had to give your budget journey a title, what would it be? So for me, it would be, and I had to think about this. So I have it here on my computer, so I'm gonna turn it over here and look at it. And it would be The Art of the Budget, a masterpiece in the making. You guys, I'm a masterpiece in the making. I don't think that I'm there yet, but I'm definitely far from where I have been. And it's all through the art of budgeting. I really do think that budgeting is an art, and you can make it as colorful as you want. You can make it as bland as you want. You can make it as top heavy as you want. You can really create some amazing life out of your budgets. It's a living, breathing organism. Your budget is, as long as you do it, and you can make and tailor your budget how you want to tailor your budget. Everybody doesn't have to understand the budget, just like the art. Everybody doesn't have to understand why you allocate certain things to what you allocate them to. Everybody doesn't have to understand why I am a faithful tither. That's my art of my budget. Everybody doesn't have to understand why you save the way that you save. Everybody doesn't have to understand why you decided to pay off your student loans. Everybody doesn't have to understand why you decided to put your kids in this sport that was more expensive than the other sport, or you spend more money on going out and creating experiences and traveling, and that's what you put in your budget because that's an art of your budget. And you are a masterpiece in the making. Every situation that we go through, everything that we go through in life, and everything that we experience, from, you know, paying the bills and all of those things, you are a masterpiece in the making, and you can pass that down to your children and your children's children and your family, and you can be a helpmate. And I am a masterpiece in the making. So that's my title. What is your title for your budgeting journey? Next question. Which influencer were you most influenced by? And I have a couple, and one of them is tagged down below. But one of them is Shay Budgets, and she definitely knows this because I say it all the time. I definitely have to pay homage where it is due. It was two. One was Shay Budgets, and the other one was Michelle. I don't think she's on YouTube anymore, but Elaine Michelle. Because I don't really see her post anything, but like back before 2020, like in maybe 2017, 16, 17, something like that, like I would routinely watch them. Shay Budgets, if you're watching, hey girl, yes, you inspired me to really get this thing right. You inspired, when I first saw your video, her video, I'm talking like she watching, I hope she is. But when I first saw her video on budgeting, and she was budgeting out of the Happy Planner, it all just made sense to me. And I was like, I get it. And so the same thing with Elaine Michelle. And they inspired me to really start. And I just started on line paper. And because that was the first video that I saw of Shay, she was down on the carpet. She had a notebook, and she just, I think that was, it was either that or how to save money. It was something that she did, but I was thoroughly inspired. I was like, oh, I am inspired. But also alongside those two, there was another person who definitely inspired me, and that was the organized Elena. She really inspired me as well. She had wrote a book, and I bought her book and I read it, and she talked about how she had a corporate job, and I think she was tired of being like in debt, and she had work to pay off her debt. And so she really inspired me. Those three women right there inspired me to really get on my budgeting journey and to be organized in my money. And it was just, yeah, so I pay homage to them. Thank you guys so much for what you do. We don't ever realize sometimes that we really impact people's lives, and that has impacted my life, you know? So I just want to thank you for putting out content. I still watch and everything. So yeah, those are the people who have inspired me early on in my budgeting journey, and I definitely have creators who continue to inspire me. And so yes, thank you. So the next question is, name a few of your favorite micro influencers in the budgeting community that you want to rave about. And this is those channels who have about 2K or less. And I have a couple of influencers that I do want to rave about. And the first one is Miss Financially Fit Bae. So she kept coming up on my, I think it's called the For You page. And I was like, her thumbnail looks cool. And then one of the videos, she was talking about like how to pay off past due bills or something like that. I'll put the title up here. And so I watched the video, and she was just in her classroom. And I think she's a teacher, I want to say. And she was talking about a story that so resonated with me. She purchased a car from one of them car dealerships, and they were like harassing her because she wouldn't pay her. She didn't have the money to pay them or whatnot. And so she told that whole story, and I was just locked in from ever since then. And so she does all these videos like in her classroom, and it's real effortless, and she talks about her financial journey. And so I do want to shout her out. Another person I want to shout out is I Am Cassie J. So Cassie J has been on YouTube for a while. Now she does have 2K, but she is 2K subscribers, but she is trying to hit 4,000 watch hours. I don't know if she hit it yet, but if she hasn't, you guys should definitely check her out and support the channel. I also want to shout out Sweet Kiki. She's just so sweet as a person. She's always supporting other channels, and she's always providing like cash stuffing videos in her on her channel. And so she's almost at 2K, and so she's at 1,800 subscribers, and so I want to rally to see if we can get her to 2K. So I also want to shout out Sharia McCullough. I think it's Sharia Mac LCSW. And I think it's Sharia McCullough, but I'm going to put her information up here, and then I'm also going to tag her down below. But her channel is awesome. I watched her channel the other day, and she was talking about getting her finances right, like her and her spouse. And I just love the way she just manages her finances. And I was like, okay, girl, you doing it. Like, keep doing it, because I'm telling you, her channel is going to blow up. And so I really want to shout her out, and I want to suggest her to you guys. And the next person or YouTuber that I think you guys should highly check out is Mrs. Newlywed. Let me see. Mrs. Newlywed Money. She's on YouTube, and her content is so crisp. I don't know why she's not like at 10, 20, 30,000 K subscribers already. Like, her content is bomb. And she also is on a debt-free journey. She's, you know, building her life as well. Her and her husband, she just got married. She also just came out with some cash envelopes that it's beautiful. I really want to get my hands on her cash envelopes and really use them and promote them, because she puts a lot of care into her products. And also her products are stylish. I'll leave, you know, some pictures up here. But yes, girl, you did that. I didn't get a chance to tell her. I don't remember. But anyway, so I will leave more people down in the description box for you guys to check out. But I'm super excited. Like I said, I am tagging everybody that I can in this video. Please make sure I also have the questions down below as well. So this is pretty much the end of the video, but let me let you guys know who I am going to tag. I'll also have everybody tagged in the description, but just to name out a few channels. So I will be tagging All Things Planned. I will be tagging Shay Budgets, of course. The Budget Mom. I hope she does it. Let's see. I will be tagging The Organized Money, Beautifully Me and You, Monet's Money, Fun and Budget with Tanisha Davis, Black and Blue, The Aesthetic Dollar, Kate Caden, The Aesthetic Dollar, Baddies in the Bag, Cynthia Budgets, Budget with Bay, Rochelle Adams Budgets, Michelle Elaine, even though I know she's not really on here. I don't know if this will be her comeback. You know, it's a little sign. Sierra Monet, Daisy Budgets, A Pink Cloth Life, Two Sister Bees, Diana Marie, Mommy Trader, just a host of channels that I will be tagging down below. And I hope that we can get this out and we can start this tag in the budgeting community. But that is it for me here. I love you guys so much. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your prayers. We're gonna do this thing, okay? Let me tell you, we're gonna do it. And I will see you besties in the next video. Go be great. Peace out.